I thought I'd do a quick demo of the KORG Monologue's microtuning. If you've seen my video with the Uno versus the Monologue, I do talk about the microtuning a fair bit, so I thought I might as well just sort of go through it quickly. So what is microtuning? It's when you take each key and you tune it out of tune from equal temperament. So our standard scale would be, so that's a C major. Let's just make it a more normal sound. And that's what we all expect to hear, isn't it? And that's a standard that's been around for hundreds of years. So a lot of keyboards have different tunings, but not necessarily micro-tuning, where you take each of the keys and you give it a slight adjustment. So this has got, for example, some Aphex Twin micro-tunings on it. So compare that to... Here's another one. So effectively, you're making it out of tune to what we consider to be in tune. If you look at my fuse box, for example, lots of modular kit has this, and you just can slightly change the tunings on a lot of the notes. The fuse box is an interesting built-in sequencer called the patternate that you can see at the bottom right-hand corner. The 4 small knobs adjust the tuning of the steps, but they're not quantized to pitch, so they're completely analog, and the amount these adjust the pitch is controlled by the middle knob at the bottom of the patternator. Well, this means it's really hard to get things exactly in tune, but really easy to make interesting sounding sequences. These are really great for percussive sounds, and all sorts of modular madness and esoteric electronica can sound really nice, but it's not so good if you're trying to put a vocal on top. So coming back to the Monologue, let's have a look at how you change the microtunings. So we go into edit mode and we go to the global edit and this button here, whichever number that is, 8, 9, 10. And you've got user scale 1. Press a note there, it says C4 plus 49 cents. So I've already detuned this, so it's halfway between a C and a C sharp. And that's as much as you can adjust it on this. You can't go an octave up or a few notes up on each of them. When you're doing it yourself in here, you can only go plus or minus half a semitone. So E4 have gone up 40. So if we listen to this, it's out of tune. But in a track, it might sound quite nice. So I've made a short sequence using that scale I've created. So I'm using quite a percussive sound there. But just hearing that on its own, put a beat behind that, it just sounds like a nice rhythm. But you'd have real difficulty producing that on any other monosynth. Of course, microtunings would be really nice on a polysynth, so then when you play a chord, you can just have them slightly out of tune and a bit drifty sounding. You might not be able to see on there, but I've changed the cutoff a couple of times, which is why it's sort of jumping out, and I've changed one of the tracks to noise, which is where you're getting that sort of snare hit from. So you can see the combination of using the sequencer and the microtuning is really quite powerful. Let's just hear what that sounds like with the Aphex Twin microtuning, shall we? That's mine. That's an Aphex. As is that. Really like that last one. Unfortunately, you couldn't create that on this itself because you can only go plus or minus 49 cents. But you can get a PC-based editor for the Microtunings, so well worth checking that out. I hope that was of some use to somebody, so see you next time.